Hey guys, this is Grace and welcome to my channel and welcome to another video. This is the second video of my masculine page mini series here in my YouTube channel. Basically, I am going to create 5 pages that has a masculine theme because I created a female girl themed one in May, and I thought I'd balance it out and do one in masculine as well. So this one's going to be a birthday page. It's going to be a double page layout, and it's going to use up some more what I think are masculine kind of themed icons. So the first thing that I'm doing here is I'm actually creating my title. So this birthday page was a Ben 10 themed birthday. This is for my youngest son when he turned 5, and it was again a Ben 10 themed one, and so I felt like I could just use that as my title. So what I did was I went on Google and I researched, or I typed in Ben 10 logo, and then I looked at the images and I just picked a very simple one, downloaded that, and then used my silhouette Cameo to cut it out. I did create the shadow on the backside of that Ben 10 just so that it will stand out a little bit more. Now this is going to be photo heavy. I actually have done another double page layout for this particular event, maybe March or something, when I did my double page series in 2021. So make sure you check that out. But I did one when he was opening his gifts, and so this time I'm just going to create kind of the photos from the activities that we did. We did a piñata. The kids did some made some, what is it called, like glub, something like that, like homemade slime, and then a picture of the kids that were present for his birthday party. And so it's going to be photo heavy page, but there's still some room for me to fill in some icons or some designs that I thought was kind of geared towards masculine pages. So this time around, I'm going to use some stars, and I cut out a bunch of stars in different sizes from my Cameo again. And so what I'm doing here is I'm adding them. At first, I thought that I would use the negative spot of the cutout to kind of place my stars, but I did notice that when I did that, the gaps between the stars were a little too wide or big for my liking, and so I just kind of took that out, and then I'm just going to try to spread the stars as evenly as I can. I do have 3 different designs here. One of the papers that I cut out the stars from were double-sided, and so I got more for my buck that way. So I cut out ones, and then I have 2 different stars or designs to work with, and then I had one that's just a single-sided. So I have one that has kind of the big dots, and then one with the train, and then one with that, like different kinds of icons that are more masculine or boyish themed. Another thing that I particularly looked for with the papers that I'm using for this particular design is the kind of the boyish theme. So this one had more of that young boy look with the sailboat, with the airplanes, the trains, and then of course if it was an adult male or maybe a teenage boy, the designs would look different. So maybe that's another thing that you can look for when you're looking for products for masculine themed pages. I gotta say, there's not a lot of choices out there, or maybe it's because I just don't shop enough for me to know that there's a lot of masculine pages out there, but that has been my experiences. There's not a lot of choices, whereas for female there's a lot of pinks and reds and flowers. I mean, And just in my stash alone, I have at least like, I don't know, 15 to 20 floral papers. So that's for me, that just shows me that I don't have an even amount of the products. But anyways, let's go back to the layout. With this particular design, I felt like I can do a bookmark design, but slightly different. And that is that I'm going to put the stars on the right edge, but instead of doing it on the left edge, I'm going to do it on the top left of the double page spread. And that is just because I wanted something different, but also I needed to make sure that I have enough room for the photos, especially the horizontal photos that I'm putting on the left, and also my title. My title is pretty large considering the space that I have for it. And I'm also adding a few more papers here and there as far as I needed kind of a, a place to like differentiate where the star border will be, and then also my photos. And so I added a piece of a quarter strip of a striped paper there. And I also noticed that some of the stars needed to be inked, like the edges of it needed to be inked in order for it to stand out against the white border. So I'm just using a brown distress ink and just inking up the edges of it. I could just ink the edges of the white paper, but I felt like the other ones would benefit with that, with some inking as well. And initially I had thought that maybe that Ben 10 title should go on the far left of the page, but then I ended up putting that just because if I make that if I put the Ben 10 title along with this 4x6 photo, it just makes it this photo. I'm kind I'm kind of lacking words this morning. The photo area would be longer than I had wanted, so kind of move things around in order for it to not take up as much space on my page as it's requiring it. So then I decided to mat my 4x6 photo just to make it stand out since it is my focal photo. And then I'm adding that thin striped paper border on my page to make sure that there is a difference between the star edge, star border, and the photo area. And then I don't know if you noticed, but there is that slight space between or on the kind of more center of the layout with that 3x4 photo, and then the Ben 10 title kind of fills up the rest of the space, and there's that, I don't know, maybe an inch of space there, and that bothered me a lot while I was working with this. And so I'm going to try to change that up. Now I'm adding just a bunch of the stars here. I was started with the largest one because that would occupy the most space, and then I'm just filling in with the rest of them. And I will kind of look at, I wanted to make sure that the there's an even sprinkling of the designs on my page as far as the stars are concerned. So I want to make sure that the same design is not butting up with each other here. And then I also, I don't know if you noticed, but I was kind of marking where my stars are. Now if I was better with this, I would start with a star first and then put my striped paper on there, because then I could cover up the edge of the stars. But I'm kind of lazy. I did it the reverse way, and so I needed to make sure, well, I wanted that the stars do not go past that striped edge. And so I'm going to again mark where the tips of my stars are overlapping the striped page, and then I trim that. Now I think I only did that for one star, and then the rest I kind of made sure that it just goes on the edge of it. Again, this is page 2 of a masculine themed series here in my YouTube channel. If you like these kinds of videos, or if you want to see the rest of it and you are not subscribed, I highly recommend to subscribe. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button and also hit the bell button so that YouTube can notify you of when I post my next video. And if you like this video, please consider hitting that thumbs up button, because that just helps me and helps you kind of see more of the videos that I make, as far as letting YouTube know that you like these kinds of videos. And also, if you have any questions, make sure to leave that in the comment section below. And I'm almost done. Again, I'm just adding the stars, and then I'm going to decorate. I'm not sure if I do put, oh, yes, I do add some journaling here. And what I did was I picked one of the stars that were single-sided, so that means that one side is just white, and I turned that over and adhered that to the right side, and then that's where I'm going to add some pen lines to that, and then add my handwritten journaling there. And so I think that that's another way that we can add some interest to our masculine pages, is using one of the designs that we use, or icons, and just handwriting our journal within that space. It could be a circle, it could be a square, it could be a hexagon, and in my case I am doing stars. Now I noticed that some of my stars are feeling kind of, I don't know, it just felt like it wasn't standing out against that white background, and so I decided to add some doodling to it, and I'm just doing it on one of the designed stars, which is the one with the dots. And that's what I'm going to do for all of them. And I will handwrite my journaling after I turned off the camera. And I'm just trying to go through the last of the stars, and then I am going to rummage through some of my sticker stash, and try to find some items that would work well for this particular layout. Like I said, I just needed to fill in that 1-inch space on the right side of that 3x4 photo that you see there, above the Ben 10 title, just because it feels like it's missing something. And so I have this, I started kind of putting together some mini kits with my stash, and I have a birthday mini kit wherein I have some stickers there, I have some papers that match the theme, and then I also have some die cuts, and so that's what I'm pulling out from. I have this sticker sheet from Simple Stories, and I'm gonna fill that space there with some of this really cute cupcake, a monster type of accents. There's just some cupcakes with some candle, and that's what I'm going to do. And I'm also going to use those word stickers, phrase stickers, just because I have them, and they matched my theme, and I have some open space with some of the photos, and that will be it. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye.